Hi, how's it going? Before I start doing my hair, which I will be today, I want to help everyone out because I've been asked plenty of times, how do you get into modeling and how do you do it locally? How do you do it for free for a while? So I got you. First thing first, and the most asked question that anyone ever gets about modeling is, do I have to be tall or do I have to be thin? Do I have to do this? Do I have to do that? No, anyone can model. Anyone can model. No matter what size, no matter what color, no matter what you came from, anyone can model. You gotta take your first steps. So, what I would recommend for first steps is doing a ton of research, like a lot of research. Start locally. Look for photographers, look for Facebook groups for photographers in your area. There should be ones for what we call TFP in the modeling agency, which is time for print. And that means that you will be getting your pictures for your payment, essentially. So, like, you'll get paid in pictures. Usually it's with photographers that are trying to practice their skills, or they're still trying to build a portfolio, and then usually the model's trying to build a portfolio, which is what you should be doing. Yeah, they end up doing TFP, and it's free. You literally just find a photographer, find a place to meet up. I recommend bring up someone with you, especially if you're a minor. Bring an adult with you, hopefully a parent or guardian, no matter what job you do. That's the biggest safety thing, because you can't go trusting anyone. Say, for instance, I've not listened to my own advice, and that's how I learned about it. I just ended up going and meeting people and being like, yeah, let's go. I usually have a loud personality as I've grown, and I've been told, like, yeah, okay, I usually keep pepper spray with me. I'm a Army veteran, so, like, people will know that I will lay a grown man out on the ground. But not everyone has that. I've been put in the most uncomfortable situations where a photographer, usually a male photographer, has tried to make advances at me, and I've learned how to shut it down and make those boundaries. But in the moment when people are scared, you're scared. Like, you're not gonna make those. You don't know how to, which is totally understandable, but that's why you need somebody with you. Please. Piper says, be safe. And yes, my room's a mess, I'm sorry. Okay, but the main goal is build a portfolio. Do any creative shoots, editorial shoots, beauty shoots, fashion shoots, literally anything you could get your hands on. Make it diverse, make it fast, get yourself out there, work with locals, and find that network that's supportive for you, and just keep on climbing that ladder. Bring the people you love with you, because we love that. Showcase everything on social media also. Start putting down that you are a model on Instagram, share your photos, always give the photographer credit. Don't forget that. Always credit your photographers and always be nice and kind to everyone, including the photographers. Even if you had a bad experience, talk about it professionally and go on about it in a very professional way, because you don't want to be blacklisted by local photographers or professional photographers, because that means that your career could end. I personally have been advertising that I have been a kind of like, also, this is Forrest's Playboy vintage robe. On the other hand, let's go back to this. So I have definitely been there just for like set design, but then also I realized, hey, I help with modeling. One of the most overwhelming things to do is getting comfortable with your photographer, someone you never met before. Depending on what the shoot is, you might feel a little bit more uncomfortable. So I have definitely been the one to be there for new models, and I literally help with the poses, I help with the vibes, help people make them more comfortable, like making sure the wardrobe is fine, helping them out in whatever way possible, and just laughing and giggling and making it a good time, because you don't want to end up very like tense and anxious, because you can mess up your smile, you can mess up a lot of things. You have to be very self-aware while posing, and that's most of the reason of why I'm there, because I've been doing this for 3 years now, and I just now got signed to a agency because I want to try it out, even though I've been doing it independently for 3 years, and I have made some money doing it, like, just independently. But yeah, to make it easy for everyone, I made a Pinterest board. Pinterest is going to be very important for you. It's one of the only social media platforms where you could post and it directs you to a different social media platform, because other ones will like you won't get much reach if you do that. But yeah, made a Pinterest board called Model 101. I'll put it in the description below. It is full of runway walking tips. It's full of fashion tips. It's full of posing tips. It has concepts that you could use for your next photo shoot. It's got a lot. Anything and everything I could recommend to you that other people have also recommended. It's in there and it keeps growing. It teaches you about comp cards, it teaches you about your portfolio, teaches you about how to get more photographers to come to you, how to network, all of that stuff. It literally has everything. And like I said, it's going to keep on growing. I'm going to keep on reiterating the same stuff too, just so that you don't have to keep on scrolling around for it. And I recommend everyone to make your own Pinterest board and make a Pinterest, because depending on what photographer you're with, you have to talk concepts. Concepts you will put together, and the best way to bring it together and the easiest way to make it easy for your photographer to know your vision is to make a vision board about like the shoot you're doing. So whether it's creative, whether it's fashion, whether it's anything, like literally make a board about it, send it over to whoever you're working with and be like, hey, so this is what I'm looking for, or hey, is this what you're looking for, depending on if they have a specific vision, and just go for it. You could throw poses on there too and try to like mimic them and like all this other stuff. It gets so easy once you start to figure it out. Okay, I wouldn't say that easy. Posing is hard. Like I said, I've been in it for like 3 years and I'm still kind of learning. My thing is you realize in front of the camera, you have to be completely self-aware over your facial expressions, what your hair is doing, what your wardrobe is doing, if everything fits well, where your legs are, what your hands are doing. Literally everything. Are you breathing enough? Are you trying to suck it in or something? Like, what are you doing? And whatever you do, it's showing up on camera. Also, hi Piper. It's literally Pip. It's my roommate's cat, and she's give me a meow. Why is she hissing at me on my own bed, Piper? She must be camera shy. Uh, yeah, literally, you have to be very self aware about everything. And one of the biggest things we say with doing your own poses is make shapes. I would show you example. I might show you example. I could do it here actually. So, you're just posing there. Usually people do the whole like put your hand on your hip and stuff like that. That's a triangle. That is very overused. Sometimes it works well. If you do a good lean with it, it makes a little line that starts to arch backwards. Tilt your head in a certain direction that moves with the flow of everything. If you've been to art school, you probably know about like it's called like something figures. You kind of like make some lines and then you make the body follow that entire line, and it looks very, very like it looks aesthetic. It looks good. It's pleasing to the eyes. I want to say with the whole like Pinterest board thing too, you could also make collages. So if you have magazines at home and you like some poses, go ahead and cut them out and put it on a board somewhere. And also having like goals. So like if you put that in a visual aspect, I know that helps a lot of people. Make a little board of your goals, whether you want to be on a billboard, whether you want to be in a magazine, all this other stuff, and find the way to get there. I want to say the best way to get into a magazine is work with photographers, and then also get a Caviar account. I'll also link that below. Those have a bunch of magazines and they show you whether you have to pay to get yourself in there, if it's free, you just keep putting your stuff in there and soon enough you'll be on a magazine. They're usually themed too. So the last one I was in was called Spellbound. I think it was a magazine in the UK, and their theme was like magical beings, and that was my Black Fae Day shoot. We submitted and we got in. Me, my other roommate here, and then another one of our friends. We made it in the magazine, and it could start to get very easy too once you get the good hang of it. Whatever a photographer feels like they want to get published, they will submit their stuff, and you are probably going to get in there. Find out if you're able to post the photos before it's published or not, because that can be a clause. Find out clauses for everything. Also, Another thing that you might have to qualify for, not in all shows, but some of them, is runway walking. So there's a lot of science to that too. I'm still working on my walk, actually. Some places, they only accept you being a certain height and size, and some places, they love the diversity. Some places, they just want you to be blank faced. You're walking, you're giving fierceness, you're doing all that. Usually just a simple pose at the very end, something. And then you turn around and you walk away, and then you do another pose, and then you walk off stage. Then you do a quick wardrobe change. I took a class. We had to change our wardrobe in like under a minute, and I was the only one who couldn't do it because I was the only one wearing heels, and I almost snapped my ankle. So we stopped after two. Be careful with that. But yeah, learn how to like change your entire wardrobe in like a few, like under 2 minutes for sure. Uh, and then you'll also find other shows where they love the personality. They want to see the personality. They want whatever you could bring. Bring it. Like literally do whatever off the wall stuff you want and then go for it. But as I was told, keep in mind if you are doing it for a brand that you have to ask a brand first, you have to rehearse with them, see what they like, if you could bring any of your personality into it, because it will make you stand out. Then bring it. I also recommend making a board of a bunch of different agencies and what their models do. Go on their websites. Things like Ford Models, One Management, like literally everywhere, and like SMG Models and a bunch of other places. Like go on there. Look through whoever looks like you, look at their portfolio on there. See what you might be able to bring to the table. Look at other ones that don't even look like you and literally just see what you could do and what you like and try and bring that in. We were also told, apparently, one of the secrets in the modeling world is to buy an outfit with a credit card, do a photo shoot, tucking in the tags, and bring it back after the photo shoot because not all of us have money. But you didn't hear that from me. I'm gonna show you guys a quick example after I move this. All right, so runway walk. What I've learned, shoulders back, posture up, arms by your side. At the beginning, sometimes you do have to do a pose, so think pose, pose, and then step off with your right foot. One foot in front of the other. So walk, walk, walk. You're in front of the crowd, face the crowd. Let me scoot back. Face the crowd, pose, pose. Then you turn around and walk back. Do a little spin and then yeah, just keep on, you know, get the gist of it. But yeah, shoulders back is a big thing. Don't move your arms around a lot. So there's none of this like swinging really. What I learned, because I struggle with that, is to keep your shoulders back, keep your arms limp. Your arms will move themselves, but not as drastically. So walk, walk, walk. It is beside me. There's tutorials on there for you too on my Pinterest board for the best way to walk. You could bring a little bit more swagger into all that other little things. And also on that same note of the like look up agencies and find out what poses everyone's are doing and everything like that. Just look up agencies. Local agencies, find a mother agent. Mine is Heyman Talent Agency. That is in Columbus, Ohio. So I'm right here. They also encourage you to go off and look at agencies that are in Atlanta, New York, Chicago. Just make sure you know those clauses and stuff like that. The best way to get an agency, you need digitals, which are pictures of you standing, whether it's it's gonna be full body, could be portrait, so like profile, sorry. It's gonna be quarter body and it's gonna be head shots and stuff like that. You also need headshots is one of the best, like the first things you should be getting, and keep those up to date with your natural hair and most natural makeup or face. And just go ahead and throw that on there. They do sometimes want a model walk. They sometimes want a interview of your personality and where you came from. It just depends on what they need or want from you, and you'll be able to bring that up. Some professional photos, a bunch of other things. Sometimes they don't even require professional photos, which is great. And then they will be able to help you out. I want to say that some agencies you are required to spend at minimum $100. Well, not at, I want to say at max is probably going to be $100 to be with them. If it's any more than that, especially if it's something ridiculous like $2,000, it's a scam. Watch out for that. It's an absolute scam. It should be affordable, if not free, to be signed on to an agency. The big ones are usually just straight up free. To get a mother agent that's smaller, like Cayman Talent Agency, I have to spend, I think, $100 a year. That's doable for me to be able to work with all the brands in Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. Yeah, of course could do that. And then sometimes they do require a class. They do have payment options too, and usually that isn't over, like, it's not even over $500 most of the time. Just go ahead and save on that. That's why I worked so independently for a while, because they also give you the freedom to choose what kind of hair you want to have. Like, I have a ton of wigs in my closet. And you get to change your looks whenever you want for whatever shoot you want. With the agency, it's more strict, and you probably have to go more with your natural hair. Mine's a mess right now. You have to be able to look the same and keep up to date what you look like and like all the shoots and stuff. So yeah, find out if you want to do an agent, or which will get you more paid stuff and bigger paid stuff. But it's more restricting and there's a lot more clauses, or to do it completely independently where everything is up to you. Just be as safe as possible. Bring somebody with you, please. Because like, it could get really dangerous out there and you don't want to have to deal with that. Like, literally bring somebody with you. But like I said, I am going to put in the description below my Pinterest board, and then also like the Caviar page. You could also put your portfolio on there. I want to also recommend Model Mayhem. That's how you could find some really good photographers and stuff. They'll reach out to you once you start getting some photos on there. Facebook groups. Look on Instagram at your photographers you have in town. See if they do any TFP or anything like that. Why is my hand shaking? Oh my god. And if not, and if you like them enough, go ahead and book them. Sometimes you do have to book really good photographers for really good photos. And you want really good photos so that you could actually use those for portfolios. So yeah, that's my recommendations. Go ahead and like, subscribe. Tell me if you are a model and you like have any more advice, or check out my Pinterest and everything and tell me what else to add. Go ahead and do that in the comments, and yeah, check that out and run with it. And if you are in Columbus, like I said, I am there to help with poses and the whole vibe and keeping people safe. So right now I'm doing that for free, but not for long, but I'm doing that for free. So heads up. And I have photographers, that whole Pinterest board, all the concepts on there are things that I'm willing to do and things that I want to do. So reach out to me with that too. And with that, bye.